Welcome to What Yacht To Do, where we compare our first loop and our second loop to help you plan whether you're at home or currently on the loop.
In this episode, we finish the Illinois River and start down the mighty Mississippi on our first loop. Hello, thanks for joining us on the Here's to Us on America's Great Loop. We are repositioning the boat today from Grafton Harbor at the end of the Illinois River where the Mississippi joins up to Port St. Charles to a marina there called Polestar. The main objective is to get the boat hauled out and have the bow thruster repaired.
I don't know if you've picked up on this, but every time we move the boat, we put out a new video. And this is no exception. Even though it was a really short trip from Grafton over to St. Charles, we just make a video every time we move the boat.
And
so
there were
here
some
you go.
interesting sights. We handed over the keys. We met the people we had talked to, and they took care of the boat. They drove it onto this big lift, 110,000 pound capacity lift. Our boat's about 50,000 pounds when it's fully loaded, and we had about 3/4 load of fuel and water on board. Plus the Belgian waffle maker was on board.
Oh my goodness, you give me such a hard time about that thing. It only weighs like 5 pounds.
Yeah.
But anyway, they took it out of the water, and it was so impressive to see the care that they took, because we have had the boat hauled out before, and it has just been, done like that. But they really took their time, and very impressed with what we saw in the beginning. So then when it got hauled out, and we saw, yes, in fact, it wasn't a fluke. The bow thruster truly...
the propellers were gone on it.
Gone.
So all 6 of them were gone. The owner of the marina, Pete, he took us to St. Louis Airport.
Yeah.
Where we got on the next flight and went home. We were already kind of packed because we had planned to go home anyway. So this made it a little bit easier to get on home. We are moving the boat from St. Charles, Missouri, where we had work down at Polestar Marina. I'll tell you a little bit about that. And we're going to proceed down to Alton, Illinois, where we'll stay for a few days and just kind of get acclimated to be back on the boat and wait for some fellow loopers to get down through the locks.
Right, because once you've been off the boat for a while, and we spent 3 weeks at home, we were rusty. We had to get our minds right.
Let me tell you a little bit about the work that we had done. We originally had the boat pulled out to repair the bow thruster, but when we pulled it out, we weren't satisfied with the bottom job. So we took a look at that, and we also saw that the props, we had dinged the props somewhere up in the Trent Severn, and maybe we hit something in the...
we had a lot of things, I remember.
We hit a few things. Not at a higher RPM that we were getting any vibration, but, well, it was time to get all that stuff done. And I was really impressed with the folks there at Polestar. And so we left our baby with them for 3 weeks, gave them a list of items. Besides the bottom job, blasting that and putting a new barrier paint on and 2 coats of paint, the props, the bow thruster, an air conditioner. We have 5 air conditioners on the Here's to Us, and the one in the master stateroom gets used the most, and it was starting to go on the fritz. So, that one, we got that replaced. They did a great job replacing that. Also gave them a list of little items to get done, but one was the blowers in the engine room. They repaired those, and so they all work now. So we're really pleased with the work that Polestar did. Highly recommend them. They're just about 4 miles up from the confluence of the Illinois and the Mississippi River.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you are in the area, or if you know people in the area, tell them about Polestar. And Uncharted Services is the mechanic side of it.
Hey, we are back in the saddle again. I think Gene Autry said that. Anyway, we got out of Polestar Marina this morning and right into the Mississippi, heading downstream. And we're doing 9 miles per hour with 800 RPM. So just kind of taking it easy because there's a lot of stuff in the water, and Rev and I have been off the boat for 3 weeks, so we're a little rusty. We had a little meeting this morning about checklists.
We had a family meeting.
Yeah, getting the boat out and all that, and just taking her slow and enjoying the sights. It's a beautiful day. We elected to stay an extra day in Polestar yesterday because the winds were, well, they were around 12 miles per hour, and we didn't have to get anywhere. And today they are like calm.
Fortunately, Alton Marina let us slide our day, and Hoppy's Marina let us slide our day, so we're still on track.
Yeah, so anyway, that's our schedule, and if it changes, it changes. Remember, the best thing on
Listen
the
to
boat,
how flexible you are.
the best thing on the boat
What?
is a plan, and the worst thing on the boat is a schedule. So
True.
when you don't have to be anywhere, don't paint yourself into a corner unnecessarily.
Well, we know that now that we've been doing this for 6 months.
Yeah, so.
Alton is such a great place, a surprisingly great place, because we've been able to walk. There is a casino, not that we've been in the casino yet, but there's a casino right down the road, and then across the way there is the cutest downtown area.
Yeah.
Has a Raging Cajun piano bar.
Oh, but the first thing we did,
What was the first
as
thing
soon
we
as we
did?
signed in, we were hungry, and we went to Fast Eddie's.
Oh, yes.
You gotta go to Fast Eddie's.
Fast Eddie's, yes.
Yeah, we may make another trip there. To all the boating fans out there, I'd like to invite you to sign up for our newsletter at whatyachttodo.com. We'll send you a free Great Loop overview, plus several free boating goodies that you can use right now. Plus, in each newsletter, I write a Captain's Corner to address what you've asked about in your comments, emails, and messages. So sign up today. We're going today from Alton, Illinois, where we spent a lovely couple of days there at the marina, great marina, fueled up. And we went down to Kimmswick, Missouri, to the famous Hoppies, where we spent the night with 2 other boats.
Right. So leaving Alton, you have to go under the beautiful Clark Bridge, named after Clark of Lewis and Clark. And it's just really something to see. It's beautiful.
And guess what is right after that?
My favorite thing.
Yeah, we had seen the lock. We were pointing right at it. I called the lock master. He said, come on down. I was in the lead. We got in there. We had a kayaker right in front of us.
Yeah, that was kind of weird to see.
Yeah.
Our big boat and then a kayaker. He hung on to the ladder in front of us.
Anyways, the Mel Price lock took us down a total of 1 foot.
Woo!
Yeah, but anyway, you have to go through the whole tying up thing. We got down to where we had to take a left turn to avoid the rapids, and we went through the Chain of Rocks Canal, and then there is a lock down there, lock number 27, which we had to wait a little bit for to get through, but eventually got through that.
The light was red at the lock, but so when you're waiting, we're just kind of, Sam was working it, forward, backward, trying to keep us there in that channel. And I don't know how you do that, because it was like maybe half hour or longer.
Lockmaster kind of gave us a head fake early. He said, yeah, come on right through. And then something happened where we had gotten up a little bit too close, so we had to kind of back up and stay out of the commercial traffic.
Yeah.
But we did it. After that, a little bit more down the Mississippi River. And
right around the corner, we saw it.
Yeah, the arch.
St. Louis Arch there. And some of my shots aren't very good because there's a lot of bridges, and and things that are preventing having a clear shot of the arch. But once you get under those bridges, wow, what a sight.
Yeah, between the bridges, the barges, and the current and eddies and everything that was going on, we managed to get a number of great shots of our boat and also our buddy boats.
Yeah.
So that was awesome to do that.
Right.
And then more down the river, more barges, and then into Hoppies, where docking was really a challenge.
Oh my goodness. Hoppies is one of those places that we had heard about when we were researching the loop. All the loopers stay there. They talked about somebody named Fern.
Fern, right.
She must be the owner.
She was ill, and her daughter Debbie gave us a great route briefing all the way down to where we're going to go to Green Turtle Bay.
Well, we were just lucky to stay there because there's only one barge, and it does have power that you can get there.
Yeah, we were surprised that it
know.
had power. We did have power that night. Two boats rafted up.
The flooding took away like 3 more of the barges that used to be there available to tie up on.
As well as their fuel. They don't have fuel anymore.
Oh, did they have fuel?
A challenge really getting the boat in with the
goodness.
eddies and the current. And
Now, eddies, tell them what eddies are, because I'd never heard of that.
You know, a circular kind of current, almost looks like a whirlpool at times.
Yeah.
And can really throw you.
Yeah, your boat starts moving around where you're kind of out of control. Those, you know, because the current's pushing you down, then all of a sudden you'll catch an eddy and it'll twist you a little bit.
But the town was just really great.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The town of Kimmswick, they've, you know, along the Mississippi, they've had issues with flooding. They actually, at the Blue Owl restaurant, they created a giant apple pie called Levy High apple pie, and it is the biggest apple pie that I have ever seen.
Yeah, we had it for dessert, and then we had it for breakfast.
We had ours to go. So
slice.
yeah, right. That tells you how big the piece of pie was. We left Hoppies and headed down the Mississippi. Now, the fall colors are just getting better every day.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was just awesome. I just sat there in amazement, mostly on the port side, and well, on the starboard side. Mostly on the starboard side, but some of the port.
Right side.
And it was amazing.
What just happened here?
Oh, we just hit a turbulent area. It was marked on the Skipper Bob book, and sure was turbulent. But the autopilot handled it and just kind of let it ride itself out. No big deal.
It was nuts. I didn't like it at all. The Mississippi, of course, is still pushing us downriver, saving a lot on fuel, don't we think? Do you think?
I think so.
Yeah. So we ended up at a lock. We had to go make a left and turn down the Kaskaskia River, and then not too far up there is a lock. Is that lock in use, or is it closed down?
Now the lock is in use, and you can go up the lock river, up the Kaskaskia River, about 35 miles to a town called Fayetteville. We docked there, and Army Corps of Engineer gentlemen came out, took our boat names, kind of told us what we could and couldn't do.
What can you do?
And you could get off the boat, but that's about it. If you wanted to go ashore, you had to get your dinghy out and motor over to the shore to use the restrooms and those types of things.
Oh, brother.
So,
and it was way too cold to do that.
Yeah, so we used onboard facilities for everything.
There was a theme party on Jerry's boat, Whiskey Business, Jerry and Debbie. And tell them all about it, mister.
The movie was called The Big Lebowski. So as you remember from the movie The Big Lebowski, the dude liked White Russians, so we had White Russians aboard Whiskey Business.
We had a party on Jerry's
and
boat.
The theme party, and of course the dude, it's kind of a relaxed type of guy, wears a bathrobe, so some of us may have dressed up a little bit.
You young folks, Google it. Check it out. So
Anyway,
Sam
it's a good
decided
time.
to get into character. He wore sunglasses and he wore his pajamas and bathrobe over there to another boat.
Yeah, anyway, it's the loop. Thanks for joining us on A Tale of Two Loops.
If you happen to need resources for your great loop, be sure to go to our website at whatyachttodo.com. Click on resources in the menu and you'll see all the things that we used whenever we were on the Great Loop.
And we hope A Tale of Two Loops helps you plan your loop your way.